Hello, my name is Camille Schlufik, student number 153777821, and I'm here to present my final project called PlayPal, a gaming discovery and tracking platform that utilizes a social media layer on top of it. Okay, so without further ado, we can see that here is our login screen. We can sign up. The user then fills the form and his data is stored on a Firestore responsible for a backend. Once that is done, he can sign in. The left hand of the screen here is just the eye candy on wider monitors. The right hand of the screen is the form, which is the only thing existent on mobiles because of the shorter screens. Okay, so once we log in, we are transported to the front page. This is where we land when we log in. Okay, we can see here on the left hand side we have different categories of games that we can discover. These are the games which are I should mention pulled from RAWG, the website, which has over 500,000 entries. So all these games are pulled from their website and modeled, categorized and displayed in our application. So if we have a look at the left side, we can see top rated games, most popular games, new releases coming soon, and best of 2026. We can also categorize by the platform that we want to play on: PC, Xbox, Nintendo, and the like. We can combine them as well. We can see the most popular on our platform and PlayStation only. So there they are. Okay. Another additional layer of categorization and filtering is here. We can type the lowest rated games, for example, on PlayStation, and that's what's going to return. We can check the oldest first, and that's what's going to return. Okay, we can also filter by genre, strategy games. Okay, so it just brings great detail of customization, of finding the type of a game that we really want to play on this service. Okay, so we can customize on many different levels and hopefully find exactly what we are looking. Okay, so we're just going to clear this, come back to the main screen. Let us now explore perhaps the game details screen. Once we click on the game, we're gonna end up on the game details screen. The image then is cropped on the top and displayed in a wider dimensions. We're going to have the title, we're going to have the rating, the platforms the game is released on, and a little bit of an about on the game. Okay, again, all this information is present on the RAWG website, from which basically everything is being pulled in. Okay, we can write a review about the game. A little form pops up. We fill out the form, say good game, and we can post it, and that's going to end up being here. We can start the discussion, and the discussion is going to pop up over here. If somebody likes your comment, they can press a like button, and you're going to get the top comment badge if your comment is indeed containing the most amount of likes. Okay, so we are bringing this community, this media layer, to our application where the users can write reviews, meet together, discuss the game, share their thoughts and opinions about the given game. So we are bringing people in together to not only blindly click through the games but also engage and communicate together. Okay, so let us move on now and just briefly mention that the screen on the top over here is our most recent games, the games we have discovered, the games we have clicked on. We clicked on Portal, we go back from Portal. Portal should just pop up over here. Okay, so it's just giving us, it's just showing us the last couple of games we have played. Maybe we clicked away from the game, forgot what it is. Well, it displayed on the top. Okay, let us have a look here. For example, if we click this little icon, it's going to bring us to our account. Okay, and this is where you can customize your color of your avatar. You can change your name. You can display the information about the game. You can see that your Steam library is connected. You can see metadata about your account, reviews, completed games, average rating, what games you have reviewed and what games you have favorited. Okay, it's all here. It's all here. Okay, let's move on. Next thing to discover is perhaps friends. We can add friends. We can type in the username or email of a given account. That person is going to pop up over here. We can add them, and then once they have added us back, we can then view their information by clicking onto their profile, and it's going to show me their reviews, they favorited, the average rating, and so on, basically like our profile but for them. Okay, then if we move on here, this is the part which was for me the most exciting and which made this application feel real. This allowed me to make this application not only pulling data from one place, which is like the API which we're using from OraWG, but we also managed to use Steam's internal API and bring it together and display everything into our website. So here is my Steam. It's showing me the total amount of games we played, how many we played, how many we own, and the total amount of hours spent on gaming in total. We have an active search bar. We can have a look at what the chivalry game is. We can have a look at Dungeon Bone. It's going to return, so the search function is working. But the real creme of the crop is here. If we click on the drop down button for a given game, it's going to return me all the achievements which are still locked, what their name is on any given game. But if we have a look at here, we can have the progress bar on how many percent we have managed to achieve on a given 100% completion rate. The achievements which we have already completed are highlighted here, their names, the dates. All this information again is easily accessible through Steam's API. Okay, and yeah, we're pulling all this information from our account and displaying it here. So again, this is what we try to do with this application: connect everything together, all the platforms in one place, community together discussing games, just making this feel like a place where gamers can hang out, discuss things, and talk about what they really enjoy with a given game, and yeah, share their Steam profiles and so on. So this is the more interesting feature of this application, I believe. Okay, again, the further we go here into my reviews, we can see the reviews which we have left behind, categorized by the games we played, completed, dropped, etc., etc. If we click here on the heart icon, it is going to display all our played games. Okay, so this is the game which we have favorited. This is the game which we think we like, we really enjoy. We can click here on an Android and it's going to show us the Android specific games. It's going to show us Genesis games, going to show us Linux games, and so on and so on. Again, the same games may appear twice. For example, on PC we can see Life is Strange, and we can go back to I think PlayStation 5 will have it. Or maybe not, PlayStation 4. Yes, and PlayStation 4 will have the same game. It's just these games released on multiple platforms, so that's why they appear in those places. Another thing here which would be interesting discussing is this blue little pen and paper icon on the top. What is this? Well, if we click, we can see that we have left a review on this game. We might, after a while come back to our account and wonder what did we say on a given game? Well, even if you don't remember you have reviewed this game, you can click on the icon and it's going to bring you to that game and show you the review you have left behind. Okay, another interesting feature, perhaps maybe not so much here but also here on the mobile, if we resize to the mobile and if we hold click, it's going to pull up our review, and we can review like this as well. We can say we've completed this game, great game, and post it here, and that is going to appear in our review as well. Okay, so we can go back then to our reviews, and there it is, great game. We have left a review, we can see it again. Okay, and then let's say we want to find out more games. I want to see more games on this website. How do I do that? Well, we don't need to click to the pages anymore. We can scroll down, okay? Once we are at 80% max of a scroll limit, automatically new games will load into our home screen widget, okay? So we can see that this is loading games in, and there it is, and more games are loaded in. So we have this continuous feeling like we are constantly discovering something new, like we're not waiting to click on the next page, but we just have to scroll a little bit and we get a new set of games displayed. We can then check them out, we can then interact with them, we can again connect everything together and be in one place and one time, okay? Now, if we avert our attention to this area on the top, we can see two tabs: Discover, which is where we discover games, and Feed. In Feed, all the social layer comes alive. So it works similar to how we see things done on Twitter or on Facebook or Instagram. The people with whom we are friends with, their information, what they liked, what they favorited, what they reviewed, the discussions they post on threads is all revealed on your feed. And here you can see all different accounts talking about different things, favoriting games, posting in discussions, and so on and so on. So this is where we would be hanging out when we want to check what our friends are doing, and this is what we try to do with this feed, okay? So I believe this will conclude my demonstration of this project. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and thank you very much for your time and your attention.